Hello,
Hey everyone.
I'm Cori,
And I'm Kelly.
and we're Unleashed.
And we're siblings. He's my
sister.
He's my little brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who we are. What another beautiful day is just all I've got to say. It is amazing how wonderful life is. So last night I went to bed and I was like, wow, I've got a really busy day tomorrow. Awesome. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I'm not supposed to have a really busy day today. Awesome. And I put on some meditation music and I started meditating. And it's only 10:30. This is like 5 or 6 o'clock this morning. And I don't have to have a busy day, but there's still a lot of work I can get done. But I don't have to be busy. It was amazing to be able to sit in that. And so I did. I had a lot of work planned to do today, but none of my work was actually scheduled work where I had to be at an appointment at a certain time. So I just get to get it done whenever I get it done, and this morning was not the time to get it done. And so as I was sitting there meditating, I was in and out of sleep some and sat up, and I could hear the stuff going on around me. And rarely do I check my emails, and I checked my emails, and there was an email there to me from somebody that says this person never shares anything with anybody, that always keeps everything, and was vulnerable enough to share some things with me. And it's like I've got this harmonic stuff going on in the background, and tears are coming out of my eyes, and I'm not crying. It's just amazing. I've been experiencing this a number of times lately, but I was able to feel it, and it wasn't like I didn't have any weight from it. It didn't hold on to me, but I was able to feel that, and I actually was able to send that back to this person with just pure love. And I hope this person's having a wonderful day today, and that person can feel what I've been sending that way. My life is just so amazing. And so me and Kelly were talking, and she said that she can recognize it's different too, because normally when I'm like this, I'm in a manic phase. There's a story that I could tell myself again. Oh, I'm going through mania, better get some medication, better do something. But I'm not manic. I've been reflecting on it. I've been thinking about it, and it's just, I am so blessed. My life is so abundant, and I'm so blessed, and I have received so much just inspiration, and I have been blessed in ways that I know what is, I sincerely know some things that are in my life that aren't in my life, but they're in my life. I have them. And it all started last week. We went to this conference with the youth, and a guy was talking about blessings, and how whenever we receive a blessing from God, that we need to, it's important to live as if those blessings are already in our life. To just notice God is God and He cannot lie. Therefore, if somebody's been promised a blessing, or if God has said this is coming your way, live as if, because it's already coming. It's already here. It's just a matter of continuing to love, continuing to do and be who I'm becoming, and it's just beautiful. I love it. I love my life. I love everybody that's in it. I love those that hate me. I love those that just could care less about me. I just feel so much passion, and I experience bliss on a daily basis. And I love it. And I love knowing that it's not mania.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not manic. Just happy.
Yeah, you said a bunch of different things that like sparked some thoughts within me. So the mania, you know, our last video, whenever we got together and we got in the car together, and I mean, like, your energy was there was so much, and like, well, and I'll finish. And your thoughts, like, you were just like absorbing so much, and like your mind, it's like there's just so much going on, and you just want to express so much, and it's like, and I could feel it. And what was so amazing was that it caused me to feel and to recognize my own energy and where mine was. And it's like, I recognized that the state that you were in, but I understand that when we fast, like, you know, doing an alternate day fast, it purifies, it cleanses, it lifts up all the heaviness. And so it raises our vibration, it lifts us up. And then listening to content that is just so expansive to the mind, and like it opens you up to understanding things, and it's like little puzzle pieces that you put together. It's like you just come to a place where like you're just absorbing, and your mind is going in so many different places, and it's just amazing. And so it's like, so I could just totally recognize what your energy was and where it was coming from and why. And it was like, holy crap, like that, like I felt it, you know. And it's just like, yeah, like if we were to go to a doctor, that's the crazy thing. If you were to go to a doctor today and tell him the things you were experiencing, they would want to prescribe a medication to bring you down. And it's like, why is it that we feel like we're supposed to always be at this certain place when this life and our bodies, our emotions, with this experience that we're having, we're supposed to feel it all? The highs, the lows, the all of it. And it's like, those of us who have experienced extreme depths, extreme lows that take you to the, like, you don't even want to be in this world anymore, the all of it, that type of energy, when you have experienced the lowest that you could go, you're gonna experience the highest that you can experience. What I'm learning is that we have to have the tools to balance it. You know, it's like, and to have the recognition that this feels good. Like, I am talking to everybody, and I'm talking a million miles an hour, and I've got so much energy, and I just want to share it with the world. It's so much love. It's like love that flows through, and it's just this energy and this state that is just so blissful. And it has been diagnosed a lot of times as mania, because it can bring in a lot of stuff that you can't see, but you can feel and you can experience, and it can, people can even say it's delusional. It just gets into this whole metaphysical type realm and world, and people in this world don't understand it or get it. But when you come to understand these things, you can recognize, okay, I've got a lot of energy. Now let me ground it. Let me do some practices that help me to not, and it's okay to appear weird to people. It's totally okay, because it brings triggers, it brings judgment, it brings stuff out of other people. You know, a lot of times really bright, energetic lights who are full of love and who are full of this, it brings stuff out of other people. It's just a natural thing. And in the past, you know, it's like we have these patterns and things within us that will come up and be like, oh, I don't want to be judged, so let me dim my light. I don't want other people to think I'm delusional or I'm crazy, so let me dim that and not show my fullest self. You know, and I think about Cori, I think about you, how, you know, over the past 20, 30 years, I mean, both of us truly, how we have been so under that bushel. We've been so afraid. We've pushed down so much of the stuff that we've been sharing openly, And so we have kept ourselves from being fully in our light. And it's like now as all that stuff's coming out and we're becoming who we really are, it may really start to get weird. We might repel a lot of people because and people might think, oh, they are on drugs, but it's like, oh my gosh, for the first time in our lives,
drugs made me feel like I wanted to feel once upon a time.
Right. But this is so much different.
This is how I always wanted to feel.
Yeah.
from drugs.
Right. But the drugs were such a secretive thing, and it brought so much manipulation, and it just brought up all of the negative kind of stuff. And so, but whenever you're rid of all of that and you're just able to be who you are, I mean, especially whenever we're eating certain things at certain times and we're meditating and listening to all these vibrational frequencies and just doing all these things to raise ourselves up, it is a natural thing that we are just going to be more outspoken, more energetic, more just talking to people, it's a natural thing that happens, and it's so beautiful.
I love it. I totally cuss it. So, one or two recordings back, I said that sometimes I feel like I'm just going to tell my customers that I love them. Well, I don't feel like that anymore. I'm doing it. I mean, it's me. And that's great. I hug people. Mm-hmm. And I haven't been hugging my customers because I find it inappropriate. But I tell them I love them. Because I do. I'm so grateful that they put food on my table and they feed my children and they make my life possible. I love my friends. I love my family. I love anybody listening to this. I love this world. And there's a lot of people I love that it's more of just, I wish they could just feel what I feel, Mm-hmm. But it is so last week I actually had that pattern pop up in my life where I thought, okay, I'm doing so good, and I know a guy that actually gets a prescription of Roxycontin, and I know it's real Roxy's, which I've always loved. That story. I don't want to do the fentanyl, but I know that I could just do it one day.
Oh. Yeah, wow.
And that was just a pattern. That's something I've done for 30 years. I've said, okay, I'll just do it one time. And I just laughed. I was like, that is just so funny that my brain is so wired to think for a second that I could go use any type of opiate, that I could go use Roxy's, snort them up my nose, and wake up tomorrow feeling like I feel today. To even consider the fact that's how crazy I am.
Well, what put the thought in your head? You wanted to treat yourself for some reason?
I was driving down the interstate. I was coming to a certain exit. I know where the guy lives. It's a certain time of the month. I don't know. It's a pattern that I would just recognize for what it is. And I'm like, I am so grateful that I'm not going to go do that. I'm not going to go do that. I'm so happy where I'm at. And I know how it would make me feel. I'd feel good. But I know how it would make me feel just 20 minutes, no, not even 10 minutes. I'd probably have 10 minutes of this euphoria, and then the shame would just set in, and the blinds would be closed, and it probably wouldn't actually last that long. I'd probably beat myself up for a couple days and say, just because of where I'm at. It would probably take a few days, but I don't have a day. I don't have a day to waste. I don't have a day to sit down and beat myself up again. I'm not going to, I just don't have the time for that. But if I wanted to, I mean, I could go through a little shame and cry and beat myself up again. And, that's something that I think I was addicted to.
Oh.
I think I was addicted to the pattern of feeling and repairing my life and getting things back and repairing and breaking it. And the survival mode. I love, like, I have to do this now. I'm going to do it now. And I'm changing. Everything's great. No. And that's who I've always been. I've had a wonderful, amazing experience. I've got family members that make fun of me because it's like, I'm a new man this time. I've completely changed. I've had this spiritual experience. And it's a joke. Because it's just a pattern of my life that went on and on and on and on. And I saw it. I saw my thought I can use. I played it through. I'd be miserable. And just now when we're recording, I'm having this realization, like, yeah, I could beat myself up. But like I said, it probably wouldn't beat myself because I'm just so forgiving of myself now. It's like,
right.
Dumb human. But I'm not that. I'm just not that anymore. And I don't care. It's just, that's not who I am, and I refuse to let go of. Today has been so amazing. It's not even 11 o'clock. Yesterday was absolutely amazing. I had one of the most amazing compliments I've ever been given in my whole life. And to this guy, it was something that I did that, to me, I never even remembered it until he told me. And he said, I have never in my entire life had someone do what you did. And I said, I just thought it was decent, like common courtesy, And he's like, dude, you don't understand. Nobody does that. Nobody. And I'm just, like, since yesterday, I've just been in this place like, that's who I am. Great. I'm not better than or less than or anything. I just am who I am. And some of the things that I do really influence people in ways that I just thought that was how people behave. I just thought that's common courtesy of what people do in certain situations. And to him, he's like, my whole life people have done this, and this is what you did. And I'm like, wow, you're right. That's what everybody's always done to me. And I've never done that to anybody. That's really, wow, that's a character, that's a quality I have that I never even knew I had. He's like, I can't believe you don't even recognize that in you. And I'm like, dude, I've had such a low self-esteem my whole life. There's so much I'm learning about myself. Thank you for telling me that, because you're right. That is who I am.
That's so awesome. It's so crazy the way that we have this pattern within us that looks at all of our character defects, that we see all of the things that are wrong, all the ways that we've hurt people, and it's like, man, if we could just change that, if we could just shift that and recognize and hold on to all the things that we do that are amazing, and be looking forward to, like you said, like all these blessings that God is blessing us with, like we already are. Like if we only understood who we truly are, and who we are really, we're becoming who we truly are, and we're just we're just letting go of all the things that we're not. I really love it. I really do. Like, I feel like I'm becoming so much more, and yet who I am being is just, I just am being and becoming just who I am. What else? You've said so many things that's just like sparked so many thoughts within me that's just so amazing. Like, the patterns stuff. Like, I know we've talked about it from the beginning, from the first time that we started, recording. And this hot seat that I had a couple weeks ago, I had an opportunity to sit one-on-one with this guy and over Zoom. And we looked at some of my patterns, and we talked about patterns, and we both became very, very aware that our patterns, they're just passing. Like, what happens is whenever we are in life and we're doing something that we've always done, many times it's just a pattern. It's just something that we've learned. We've learned it from our parents. We learn it from society, from school, from people. We've just learned these ways of just being. And as we're recovering and healing from all of this stuff from our past, it's like a pattern will come up and we're able to see it. And what I have done is like I'll sit there with that pattern and I'm like, where is this coming from? Why am I like this? Let me dissect it. Let me look into this pattern and understand it and you know, and just get to the bottom of it. And it's like, you know, we get to a point where we don't have to do that anymore. It's like we can be living life and recognize, like you recognize that pattern as you were driving down the road and you wanted a Roxy. You recognized it for what it was and you didn't latch onto it. You didn't hang onto it. They come up, we see it, and they can just go. And it's like,
see you later.
That is a pattern and I don't have to be that.
No.
You know, I've had an opportunity over this past week there's some major stuff that has come to my awareness and my knowledge. Like, I've been given some information that is some major trauma, deep stuff. It's like basement stuff that you don't ever want to even know about. But I've become aware of it.
I don't know about it, but I've been crying about it.
Because I'm not able to speak about it yet. But it's gonna, because secrets keep people sick. That is one thing that I have absolutely learned. And so with this stuff I've been becoming aware of, I see these patterns. I see this pattern of major denial. I have had a pattern of denial for my whole life. And whenever we learn things that we don't want to know about, that is a major one.
Push it down.
We don't, and like, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that. That could not have happened. Like, our denial is so strong that we do. It's like, okay, that's not true. Let's just keep that a secret. Let's not even talk about that one because that's going to blow up some stuff, you know? And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing these patterns and I'm like, no, that is not me. I'm speaking the truth. I am a truth speaker. I'm not carrying these secrets anymore that's keeping people sick, that's keeping people, you know, and it's like, and I feel as though like me speaking and me sharing and talking about the things that have happened to me in my life, in my past, it's opening up people's basements. I mean, that's just what's happening. And it's like, it's gonna get ugly. I think it's gonna get ugly.
It's gonna get
but
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is. Because all that ugliness has to surface. It has to.
Gotta get it out.
It has to.
No.
But whenever these things begin to happen, that's whenever we can recognize the behaviors, we can recognize those patterns that have been so deep within us and that they're not us. We can be different. We don't have to always be how we have always been. And I'm just loving it. Like, I see it so clearly today. And I don't have to latch onto it. Like, Kyle, he was, maybe you can explain it better, I don't know. But he was talking about how we're like the mama dog, you know, and we have all these little puppies that are attached to us, you know, nursing on us, and those are our patterns, and you know, and it's like they can just come and they just go. We don't have to like get the puppy and like hold on to it and like try to figure it out and analyze it and like all that kind of stuff. We just allow and we just let it go. And whenever he explained that to me, and it was like oh my gosh, I've been holding on so tight to all of my patterns because
trying to fix it all.
Because who am I without all those patterns?
No.
who am I without all these behaviors that I have always had? And it's like, I'm learning who I am. It's amazing. Like, I am loving who I am. And as these little things come up, I'm like, that's not me. And I don't have to be that. Like, I am not that. And I'm so much more. It's just awesome. I'm loving it. I love life. I just love the whole process of when we're in a growth mindset, when we're not like fighting and struggling to cope, like having to cope with all of this stuff, using all of our energy to not look at it, to shove it down, to, it takes a lot of energy to do all that, and it's exhausting and draining. But whenever we are in this growth mindset of healing and opening, becoming vulnerable, just all of this kind of stuff, the energy changes, and it's like we just have so much more. We have more, and it just feels different. It feels better. It's just so much more open instead of like being so closed and holding on to it. Just open up, people. We just have to learn to open up, and we need people. We need communities. We need to talk. It's the only way that we are going to be able to heal and to help one another.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah, so the video that we did a year and a half or however long ago about keeping secrets and keeping other people's burdens or something, like secret keeping or whatever, being a garbage can and holding on to another person's burdens and sharing burdens versus
keeping secrets.
Yeah. I am not somebody to sit around and somebody come to me with a secret to share that they want me to keep if it has to do with another person that I love. Sorry, that's not who I am. But you just came to me and told me that. You better go do something about it within the next week, because if you don't, I'm responsible to do it. I am not a garbage can. I have empathy. I'm more than happy to listen to somebody. Like this email that I received this morning, I loved it. It was so heartwarming, and just, it filled me with so much just, wow, I actually reached a person. Somebody out there was touched by something I said. How wonderful. And in the email it was said that I don't want to feel like I'm dumping all my garbage on you or something like that. And I'm like, I just don't feel that way. I am more than happy to process things with people and to share things with people and to help lift other people up, to help people with their burdens, and to be there to help people. I mean, I had such a great opportunity yesterday to be of service for 3 men that, in the past I just was not available. I couldn't do it. But now it's like, I'm happy to share those burdens because I have so much to share. And the more I share it, the more I have. I feel like I'm going to explode. I'm a freaking star, and I am just going to shine on everybody around me, and I don't care. I'm done diminishing my light because I just am. And I'm not saying I'm a superstar or anything. I'm literally a freaking star. And I just refuse not to explode anymore and become it's who I am. And I've always lived in the shadow. I've always had the friend that is like freaking rock star. And I'm not just talking about one person. I'm talking about all my friends throughout my life. They've always been like freaking just awesome people. I've always had awesome friends. And I've always felt like the sidekick. But I realize the reason I've always had awesome friends is because I'm freaking awesome. And I made them awesome, and we made each other awesome. We are just awesome people. We're awesome. We're all awesome. We're freaking rock. Yes. And it's just, we tell ourselves these stories about how we're so worth nothing, and that I'm just thank goodness for my friend that's so cool, because I'm able to go meet people. And he's thinking, man, what would I do without Cori? He freaking brings all these whatever. I mean, it's like, I never took any credit for anything, and I refuse to take credit. I don't want credit because that means I'll have to take blame. I just am who I am. I just love, and I just want to shine, and I'm done hiding under a bed, just depressed and telling myself these stories about what happened to me and what I've done and what I've ruined and how I've affected people. I'm done with that, because if I keep doing it, I'm going to keep affecting people in a negative way. So I'm done. And I'm just going to be a positive influence. I'm going to love people, and I'm doing it today. That's all that matters. And I just love that I can do it today. And there's not a Roxy in this world that somebody could crush in front of me and I'd put up my nose. I'd pee on it. I mean, it is nothing to me. It is not my higher power anymore. There is a God that is taking care of me today and making things happen in my life that are already happened, and I don't even have them yet. I do have them. I mean, I have everything I need right now. I have everything I need, and I'm so grateful for all the blessings in my life. And I'm so grateful for all the blessings in my life that I've always had. I just didn't realize I had. Life is so good.
It is. It really is. And, you know, as we're open, like, we're able to, like you just said, we're able to see the blessings. We see them today, and they're just pouring. They just pour down on us. And it's just amazing how, you know, they've always been there. They have always been there through our entire lives. But it's like we block it. It's like we've held an umbrella over, and it's, you know, and we just can't even see them, because our minds have just been so focused on just all of the lack, all of what we don't have, all of the suffering, all of that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, people, it's just a shift. It's just waking up and just looking at the world and, like, seeing the gratitude, seeing the beauty, just changing, just opening up the blinds. I mean, it's all so simple. It's so simple. That is why I think that so many people don't do it, because it's just so simple. It's like we think we need all these complicated things that we have to put ourselves through in order to heal and in order to be who we are. But we don't. It's just gratitude. And it's coming to feel love for ourselves, to recognize that, you know, I've had a whole life of just learning and tests and trials and just beautiful experiences that have strengthened my love. Like what I'm experiencing right now, and just all this information coming to me. You know, whenever you hear about traumatic things, it's like with trauma, there's a lot of, like, the deep, dark, the hate, the anger, the just all that kind of stuff. But I have so much love. That is what is so different about what I'm experiencing right now. I have so much love for those who have hurt and for those who have been hurt. It's like, I get it. I get it.
Can you imagine if that came to you 2 years ago?
No. Oh my gosh, 2 years ago, I would have been at the bottom of a bottle. I would not have even known it. But today, I'm like you said, you're not holding on to it. Like it has affected me, because it's affecting people that I love.
Of course.
But my sadness and my sorrow is for their pain. Yeah. It's not that I'm in the pain, you know. I just have so much love and so much compassion and so much forgiveness, so much understanding for all of it. And it's wonderful. Such a different way. It is such a different way. It really is. And it's through these experiences in our lives that God is wanting to teach us this, wanting to purify us so that we can be that way, so that we can see through the eyes of Jesus Christ, so we can see other people through those lenses, so that we can love people with God's love, not human love, because human love is so conditional, and it's just nothing compared to God's love. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that he's showing me, that he is giving me opportunities like this, where this has come into my knowledge and my understanding, and that he's showing me that I can love even deeper, that I can have even deeper compassion for things that are in the basement, in the dark, that we don't have to be afraid of those things, that there are people who will love us regardless of what is in our basements.
Yeah.
That we can open up and we can be loved, and that people can hold a space for even the things within us that we feel is the worst thing that could ever happen to a person, that we might be ashamed of, that whatever. It's like, no, free yourself from that. You know, because there are people in this world who can love even the darkest, deepest secrets that you might have.
Yeah. I know I can.
I know. I can too. And it's beautiful. I'm so grateful.
And the reason
so
I
grateful.
can is because people love me, and I feel like I'm the
Yes.
deepest, darkest person in the world.
Yes.
You know, and I'm just not.
Right.
I'm just a freaking drug
Because we're
addict.
not.
I mean,
None
I've
of
always
us.
been a nice, loving person, but I have been very sick. And a little secret, I'm really loud.
That's not secret.
I've always been really loud, and
Yeah,
because I've always
very.
been passionate. When I get loaded, I'm really loud. So when I get loud and passionate and manic, or whatever you want to brand me as, I'm just that way, and I love that about me. I love it about me. And if it bothers somebody, then somebody can go to the other room and listen to me, you know?
Because you'll still be able to hear him.
Or
From
somebody
outside.
that loves me, drag me outside, and I'll still be talking loud. But I mean, I don't have to be using to be loud.
Right.
I am a freaking megaphone, and that's what I'm saying. I am a star, and I am exploding, and I am. So I have been crying a lot about the blessings in my life. Because I've been given some understanding of what it means and what it consists of. And it's like, I'm willing to do whatever God wants me to do. I'm willing to do whatever it is that He asks of me. And there's some things that I've never, ever wanted. I've just never wanted some things in my life. And it bothered some people that love me, because there's just some things, like, I just don't care about so much material stuff, and like the having all this just stuff. And I get it though. I get it. Like, I get that some people find comfort in that, and I need to just be open to the fact that that's possibly what I'm here for, is to be able to enjoy other people having stuff.
Provide for them.
I don't think I'll ever have stuff, because I just don't care about it. But I've always had kind of like this judgmental thing in my head of, they do that because they want people to see. No, people just like having stuff. People like having nice stuff. People like having a clean car. People like having, and I just like don't see the dirt on cars. Like, I go in houses and people might have a dirty house, and I'm like, I just don't see it. The mother of my children would buy stuff and put it up in the house, and like, do you not notice anything different? It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't see anything. I don't see material stuff. You wear a bunch of gold on your neck, I'm gonna see it because it's kind of shiny, but I just don't care about it. I love being clean. Don't get me wrong. I will clean a kitchen like no other. I will clean a bedroom like no other. But also, I just can forget, and my car will be completely dirty, and people are getting in, and I'm like, excuse the garbage can. I've got stuff all over the place. The outside's dirty even. I just like don't care. But I have grown to understand that people really do care, and I've been judgmental of it. Like, I've looked at it like they just care, they want to show. No, they're caring for themselves, and that's how they care for themselves, and that's how they love themselves. They reward themselves with nice things. They reward themselves in ways that I don't reward myself. I have my own reward system that I give myself. So why judge anybody else's? So that's a character defect that I've had that I'm done with. It's something, and you know, these are just things that have been coming to my mind over the last year, and I love it. And so where I started that is I just have been in tears because I realize that there's certain things in my life that are just going to be a certain way, and I choose to love it. Even if it's not like what I want, if it's what somebody else wants that I love, then I'm so happy that I can be a part of it. You know? Did I make any sense just now?
I got it. I don't know if anyone else
don't
did,
even
but
know
I
where
did.
I've been for the last couple minutes. I just want everybody to be happy, and it doesn't mean it has to look like my picture, because me with nothing is happy.
Yeah, right.
And that's not normal, you know? I look back in life, and it's like the happiest I ever was when I lived in the middle of nowhere in 8 hours outside of Guadalajara, and I had nothing but the shoes on my feet and walking down the street on dirt roads, and that's like, other than now, that was my moment of bliss. But now I'm there. Like, I saw the missionaries Sunday, and it's like they're just so happy, and I'm like, I heard somebody say the happiest days of my life were when I was on my mission. Things were just so great, and it's like, no, dude, snap out of it. Get back here. You be the happiest that you've ever been in your life. Those were great times. But you don't have to leave them there. Just keep being happy.
Yes.
And do what you were taught. And that's why you were happy as a missionary, because you lived true to yourself and you dedicated yourself to God, and you let Him take you where He would.
Yes, it's dedicating ourselves to God. It's giving ourselves over to the care of God. It's surrendering our life over to Him, because He just makes it so incredible. Oh my gosh. Like 4 months ago, I had a thought come into my mind that I needed to stop being part of that community with Kyle Cease 4 months ago. And I felt like at that time that I needed to stop paying, because I have a subscription to his community and listening to all his stuff and all that kind of thing, and use that money, direct it into a Zoom thing where I can begin recording with people and having conversations with people and just talking and stuff, wherever God is going to bring me. And 4 months ago, I was like, ooh, okay, well, I also felt like I needed to be on a hot seat with Him. And I was like, well, how's that even going to happen? Like, I don't even know. Like, what? You know, that just kind of freaks me out.
That's a one-on-one therapy.
That I've talked about. Yeah, that's live in front of people, and like this. And so that was 4 months ago. And I just kept, like, every month whenever it came time to do the payment, I was like, oh gosh, like, I haven't done a hot seat yet. Like, how's that even going to happen? That means I have to, like, participate in the community. And I kept just not doing it. And I've been afraid of doing one-on-one, like doing conversations on Zoom with people, because how is that going to happen? Like, I get really stuck in my head. And so for 4 months, I have just pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. And last month, you know, I've shared this on a video, well, a couple videos back, that like my my debit card became compromised, and it had to be turned off. And so, God, things happen. Like, when God wants to move us in directions, like, he helps it to happen. And so I recognized, I took that as kind of a sign, like, okay, it's time. And so somehow, I wrote a question on Kyle's thing one night, and he asked me to be on a hot seat with him. And on that hot seat, it was like an hour and a half. He offered me a second hot seat, which he's never done with anybody. He offered me free tickets to his event in California next month. Said that he may call me up on stage. He suggested that I get one of his books and we can have a conversation about like money and stuff. And so, he's like giving me all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I feel like I need to leave the community, because 4 months ago, God put within me that I need to do this. But I haven't wanted to. And so then having this hot seat with this guy and he's giving me all this stuff, I'm like, well, maybe I need to stay in the community. I start questioning it, and I could do Zoom and I could do that because it's not a money thing. I've got the money. I could do both of them. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to stay with the community for a little longer and see what happens. Well, last week, it came up again that my card was declined and that I needed to that I needed to update my card or I'm going to be out of the community. And so I had 5 days and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? And it just kept coming back to me. 4 months ago, I was told what I needed to do. 4 months ago. So I got my Zoom. I'm like, okay, well, I'm getting Zoom because I'm starting this, and I have a date already planned. Like, it's happening. It's in the process. That is moving forward, and it's been so hard because it's like I can see what I'm losing. I could see all these opportunities that this guy has given me to do all of these things, to have a possibility of whatever, but. So I can see all that I'm losing, but I cannot see what I'm about to gain by being obedient to God and listening to God and following what He has me doing. And so it's like, I wrote a letter yesterday and said, thank you so much for all of the opportunities that I'm available, but I have to leave the community. I have to listen to God. God is a 100 for me. It's like, yeah, Kyle and his community has been a 10 for my life. It has changed me. It has taught me. But God is a 100. And I have to listen to Him because He is in charge of my life. And as I surrender to Him and I listen to Him, I have no clue what's about to happen. No. But I know something is shifting because I have listened and I have let go of trying to control that. And I'm like, I'm excited and I'm nervous and I'm just like, I'm just open to following God. And as we do that, like, just more stuff comes in. He's able to trust us with even more and more and more as we listen to Him. Well, and so it has been quite an experience for me over the past few months. Yeah. Moving into this direction that it's like, I don't know where I'm going, but He does. And all I have to do is just listen. And He makes it happen as we listen to Him, as we listen to that still small voice that comes into our mind that just plants these little seeds.
That's exactly awesome. What I was trying to say. If I said it, cool. But what you just said, it really, like, I absorbed it. Like, I know that I'm doing God's will. He's already told me the blessings that I am. It's like He's shown me. I've already seen, but today I'm just living in bliss. I haven't received any of these blessings, but that's where I don't want to say. I have received them. Look forward with an eye of faith, as if you have what He has already promised. Because if God promises you something, It's already happened. He's not bound by time. And that's the beautiful thing. And that's why it's kind of hard to express, because we have time and we're set on this timetable and we live in the now. You know, a lot of people get caught in the past and the future. It all has to do with time, but we're living in the now. And I have just so much bliss, and I'm feeling so much passion, and I'm cautious because I've told myself a story for a long time, so I really don't want to compromise this. And maybe that's why the actual physical, material, tangible thing that we have in life, those so-called blessings, like, I already have them because they've already filled my soul. Like, I can feel them and I'm already experiencing them, but I just keep living in bliss and happiness today. And whenever it is that God actually puts that thing or things, that world, I'm still going to be me. I'm still going to be happy and blissful, and it's not going to change anything. And that's why I've just kind of cried a lot about it, because he trusts me. And it's like, why me? Why me? I don't want it, but I do want it for everybody else. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, I want everybody to have what God wants them to have. And if I can be a conduit to bless other people, that is just beautiful. And I've struggled with it, and I think it has a lot to do with my addictions and my behaviors. I've just been so self-destructive, and then I work to build it up, and then I destroy it again, and please forgive me, work, and destroy it again. It's been a constant cycle in my life, but I love where I'm at, and I'm not manic. I could go in any doctor's office right now and I'm a complete manic freak. But I just love everybody. I think this might be our longest one yet.
I think so. You know, vision, you said, like, you have this, you see, you know. That it is a gift of the Spirit. God has said in the last days that He's going to pour down these gifts of the Spirit, and being able to see, being a seer, a visionary, a prophet, like, these are things that we are. Those are things He wants us to be. He wants to show us what is in store for us, and I love the visions that I have been given, and what can be a challenge for us as human beings is we see these visions and we're stuck in time and we want things now, and it's like, well, when is that going to happen? It may not happen for 10, 20, 30 years. It may not happen until the next life, but it's like,
I'm dead, yeah.
Right. And it's like, but we can hold on to those visions and know, and like you said, live as if, live that vision has come to pass. Be who you saw. You know, it does take time to develop ourselves into these incredible stars that we are whenever we've come into this world and we've just been molded. We've just been covered in all of this stuff that is not ours, but it is our responsibility now as we become aware and awakened to the fact that none of that is us, that it's all from our ancestors, it's all from Adam and Eve fallen. You know, it's just, it all comes from being in this world. We are part of this world, but we are not of this world. We are from somewhere different, and we're not bound, but like, oh my gosh, like, we could talk for hours and hours and hours, because I mean, it's just, we are not who this world has made us to become. We're so much more. Yeah. And we gotta just get rid of all the stuff in the basement and just get rid of all of the patterns and all of the behaviors, and then that's whenever we can be who we truly are and make a difference in this world and just love. It's all about love. Loving ourselves, loving others, loving the world, wanting to take care of the world, wanting to take care of people. I just have so much love. Like, I cry, like we're criers, and I will get into my thoughts, I'll get into my meditations, and I will just cry. I cry for my children. I cry for the world. I just cry because I just feel the hurt and the pain in this world. And it's like, I'm just this one little person, but if I can just touch one person.
That's all that matters.
It's just,
You say one thing, and you're already aware of this. It's just the way that it came out, but getting rid of patterns.
Yes, we don't have to get rid of them. We just see them and let them pass.
They are what they are.
Exactly. Yes.
I thought about
snorting.
I thought about buying some Roxy's the other day. So what?
Right. We don't have to entertain the thoughts.
30 plus years of my life.
Exactly. It was a recording. It's just something that you. Yeah.
Oh, pause. Let's play that tape through. Yeah, that's what happened.
Right.
Every single time I was miserable.
Right.
But today, I'm happy.
Yep.
And, I could do it again. Probably won't die. Might kill somebody.
Right. You get sick. You
Might
through
go
the
to
shame
prison.
cycle. But
Yeah.
why whenever we could just live happy and not do it?
Too happy. I'm too happy. Oh, I love y'all.
I know,
If y'all listened to this whole thing, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope you got something out of it, because I did.
I did too. That was really awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you. I love y'all.
Bye, y'all.